Right, so, Will, why did the cactus cross the road?
Because Cooper Cronk.
No.
Private joke.
It, it got stuck to the chicken.
Well, I got a fake cactus here, so I'll just shove it in the camera to punish you for this shit.
Why? Because we're watching
Right.
Meglos and it has a cactus in it, apparently.
So, hello, viewers. No, it's your video. You introduce.
We're watching Meglos for the Worst of Classic Who series. I say worst in quotation marks, considering I like most of these stories I've found. Spoiler warning, we talk about stories I've already seen in these videos, so bear that in mind. I've seen all of New Who and most of Classic Who, so just keep an eye out for that. Leave a comment on episodes you want us to defend against Hellbent. We do that at the end of these videos. And also we have a list on screen of all the things that I've done so far. Funny thing is that 2 of those before Meglos I actually haven't filmed yet because we're doing this out of order, but that's how it works. Wibbly wobbly tummy whammy.
Hi, Dylan.
Yeah.
Hi, Dylan. Hi. The way Annalise says it.
Take me shopping, big slug.
Hot damn. That big slug daddy Dylan. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, so I got me
Right.
got me oranges and I got me tea. In fact, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe this might... Actually, no, it's not. I was going to say that it was a Satsuma, but it's not a Satsuma.
What was the last one I was... Was it the Mutants?
Yeah.
Okay, so since then my hair has grown back to this luscious Troughton-esque mop that Connor will see in editing and posting. So yeah, that's nice. If you want just a non-spoilery, I swear it's non-spoilery, like, thing of what to expect from Meglos, it's really fucking dumb. But like weird. It's really dumb, but it's also like it has like weirdly serious elements in it. Like, it does have themes of science versus religion in it, but it's also really dumb at the same time.
So
like,
because what I've heard is that it's almost like it's too smart to be in season 17, but too dumb to be in season 18.
Yeah, I think that would fit.
And also I say that with the POV of the general consensus, because usually the general consensus is actually fucking wrong, because season 17 is smarter than people say, and season 18 is more fun than people say, in my opinion.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. And everyone worships a shape, but you know, that's time for the actual episode itself.
It's got Jacqueline Hill in it.
Indeed.
Yes.
And everyone says she's wasted in this. But
I have the DVD and I still haven't unpackaged it yet from when I bought it in 2017, so I'm going to rip the plastic off now. Just turn it into an unboxing video.
Commemorate the occasion.
Yes. I'm going to pull it off like you would pull off foreskin. There you go.
Oh, does it have that new DVD smell?
Yep. Yep. Oh, it smells like a library.
I know, the last few DVDs I've got, like Faceless Ones, Power of the Dark Special Edition, Fury from the Deep. Like, every time I get them, I just open them and I just smell them. Like, yes, smells like perfection.
It's got that picture of Lala Ward that I see everywhere.
Oh,
well, that explains
okay.
a lot.
I'll know what picture you mean when I watch the video.
It's the one where she's like not looking at the camera, but she's kind of looking near the camera, but not. I don't know.
Okay.
You'll see.
Oh,
I mean, there's a lot of those,
yeah.
so you'll see. So this is the only season 18 story I haven't seen yet. For my context of season 18, I don't like the Leisure Hive based on the one viewing I had. That was actually the very beginning of this Worst of Classic Who series, was that one. The first half was interesting, but the second half was a fever dream, and I had no idea what the hell happened.
I don't think this is nowhere near as bad as the Leisure Hive, but it is not a full circle or a state of decay.
Well, the funny thing is that Meglos is actually more unpopular on the rankings than Leisure Hive is.
Yeah.
interestingly. Though, to be fair, people are usually wrong about that too, because I like most of the ones that are ranked near the bottom. It's only the ones that are like slightly just above the bottom that I don't like. If that makes any sense.
Oh, like Invasion of Time and stuff.
Oh, God. I hate how it's like, it's a story where the doctor's, there's all this potential for him taking control of Gallifrey, and it's a story where he's hide behind a door and says, ha 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 ha. Oh,
damn.
Pain and suffering. But the next 5 stories after this I love, so there's potential. We'll see. I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere that Chris Bidmead didn't understand the story until after it broadcast, and then he realized, oh, actually, it's brilliant. I forgot that. Sorry, not forgot. He's like, I didn't realize that when we were writing it. So maybe that'll have a negative impact. I don't know. But I am aware that the entropy arc was put into place once they came out with the E-Space trilogy. So I'm aware that Meglos doesn't really go full steam ahead with the stuff that I like in season 18. It's still like in that early Leisure Hive sort of we don't know what we're doing yet phase, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I've heard some people say it's fun, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, like it's not like it's not like a complete clusterfuck like I don't know the Armageddon Factor is, but like.
Well, you haven't seen my reaction to the Armageddon Factor, have you?
I don't think so. No.
No, because I haven't uploaded it yet. I just filmed it the other day.
Well, it's not a complete like clusterfuck that you can point and laugh at like that one, but like.
Well, just to spoil you, Maddox, I really liked the Armageddon Factor.
Of course you did.
It's not perfect, but I liked it a lot.
Damn, you bloody! You're the classic Who elitist now.
Honestly, it's a really underrated story, in my opinion. Anyway.
Right. Shall we get on with this slice of 80s cheese?
It's just funny to me how people are like, it's not bad like that other bad story. I'm like, what, you mean that other story that I like?
I'm trying to come up with an example here, you twat. Right.
You'll have to come up with something that came after 2010, because that's your best bet.
I don't fucking know. That's such a weird equivalence to make. Because it's like a whole other world of the show.
Is it better or worse than the other story that has Meglos in it, which is the most recent one?
Oh, Revolution of the Daleks. Yeah, I do prefer it to Revolution of the Daleks.
I think that was a rhetorical question, to be honest.
At first I thought he meant the Lodger, because the Lodger was meant to have Meglos in it.
That's so weird. The bloody Lodger.
James calls like, alright, cactus. I'll defeat you with love.
Oh dear. And like, he has to kiss Sophie as a cactus and she gets pricked. I know this is also a very short story, so it should be a nice whippy pace, I imagine.
We get Tom Baker's really disinterested face.
How dare you take a fucking photo of me while I'm drunk, you imbecile.
I tried doing the face zoom into the webcam just as Tom Baker did it.
You forgot to do them for Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi when you got up to them.
Oh god. Oh yeah, I did, didn't I?
John Flanagan and Andrew McCulloch.
This one-time writing duo. He looks so gaunt, doesn't he?
Now all that's left is the screen.
I could tell you why, but you probably don't care.
He's probably ingested a fuck ton of crack. Like
I'm talking about in universe rather than real life.
All right, it's because entropy.
And age as well.
Oh yeah. Entropy has made me look sulky.
Ooh.
It isn't classic Who without a race of badly wigged people. Like, you have Monster of Peladon that's like that.
I was always trying to.
You have-
I was trying to figure out if like the space pirates was hair or hats.
I think it is a hat, but like, I don't know, it's fucking weird.
Ooh, dodecahedron. I like that word.
Yeah. As I said, they worship a shape.
It has as many sides as doctors I like.
Uh-huh. See, already we are like, science has a smart solution, but us religious people deserve our respect. Oh, there she is.
Ah.
Oh, Ian!
No. Zaster is our leader, but he cannot lead us into sacrilege.
Oh, I can already, like, the Aztecs vibes are strong with her in this episode.
Ooh, Paddy Kingsland music. I love this. I love Paddy Kingsland music. I'm getting Brain and Morbius vibes from this as well. But like more.
Flame. We must live, but Jesus shape though.
Who?
Some new procrastination, Zaster.
Some 50 years.
Procrastination, eh? Well.
Is that my themes? I suppose it connects to Full Circle. That sounded like Moffat dialogue then. So he's a madman, but more.
The thing is, Bid Me dialogue sounds like it's from an encyclopedia, whereas Moffat sounds like it's from a bedtime story.
Yeah.
And what I'm basically saying is Bid Me's is more believable.
Oh yeah.
But like, it's like less witty for children.
You know the season 18 trend where the Doctor and companion don't really get involved in the plot until like part 2? Yeah, this is also one of those stories.
Okay.
So it's just the Doctor and Romana just chilling out here, being like, ah.
Post-repair test questions. K9, can you hear me?
Affirmative, mistress.
It's a promising start.
Whoa.
It is an artifact! Engineered!
Descended from the...
I love these performances. I love how camp this is.
Both sides have equal good points and equal drawbacks, because the scientists are right, but they have stupid wigs, while the religious people are stupid, but they have Jacqueline Hill.
Yeah.
So.
This set looks cool. This reminds me of a map from a game I've played.
I've seen like Gary's Mod sandbox maps that look like this.
Oh, I love Paddy Kingsland music. It's just, it's so good. I believe in the next episode onwards it's Peter Howell though, and he's still good too.
See, look at all those shapes.
So
My themes.
Is this the dodecahedron?
No.
No. Oh, chroma key?
These are just shields, I think. No, they're screens. That's what they're called. The screens of Zalfa Fura or something.
Reminds me of that thing they did to Donna in Turn Left when she had the beetle on her back.
I'm just gonna find Catherine Tate in the middle of this place. Like, who are you?
What happens now?
Sand. Nothing but sand. The whole planet.
It's coarse and rough and irritating and gets everywhere. So we got a religion versus science debate and a bunch of space cronies doing a thing, and then there's a cactus.
So it's like the good, the bad, and the ugly. What is this? I feel like I'm watching anime. Especially the hairstyles.
You.
Those are big needles.
Anyway, back to the religious debate. You want to know something that broke my heart last time I watched this story?
What?
It's the realization that so much footage from the 60s is missing, but many, like tens of seconds of footage that's just the same still shot of a cactus, like, survives.
Yeah.
What is the energy process? Baryon multiplication?
Yes.
These are very interesting pirates. Tech pirates, I guess.
I am very poetic. I have read a thesaurus.
Well, gentlemen, shall we all descend together into the earth for another 1,000 years?
I love this sassy cactus.
Glad you forget that little incident.
This guy's main character trait is raising his eyebrow, like.
And almost looking at the camera lens, actually.
It's like, there's a cactus. Just raises his eyebrow again.
There we go.
He's now that thing you like from the end of time.
What, a Vin Voce? Is it are they called that, or I can't remember.
Something like that.
At least he's moving now. I like he's feeling his needles.
So now Taigella's all that's left.
Affirmative.
Last, here we go
Oh.
again.
Okay.
What's the matter?
Okay, now I can see why they're meant to be in the lodger. Stuck in a time loop, eh? Is this what deja vu feels like?
Mistress, repairs complete.
That's the third time. What's happening?
It's like it's a time loop that makes you repeat like 15 seconds, and then you can do whatever you want, and then it loops again.
He does. We mustn't disappoint the Taigellas.
What? What the fuck? Interesting. I have a lot of questions now.
I mean, oh blast! Here we go again.
Yeah, I want to know how the fuck that happens.
What an overpowered villain Meglos is, and yet he never uses that again. Like he's somehow not more formidable than this.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting. That's the word to use, is interesting. There's a like you said, a religious group that's battling with a more sort of science-based group on what to do about the situation, and the religious group prays to some kind of dodecahedron, and then you got the tech pirates that find a cactus, and then the person they captured turns into the cactus, and then the doctor's there because of the time loop. It's interesting. I'm not sure. I want to know what like I need things explained.
Not a lot happens. It's just.
I mean,
See,
I
like,
mean,
his-
I'm liking it, I guess, but I'm just a little like,
It's goofy so far. It's just goofy. But in
Yeah.
a weirdly serious way.
I don't have much more to say, to be honest. I don't know. I'm like I'm learning stuff about the story, but I'm also not learning stuff about the story.
Oh blast! Here we go again.
So I don't know. I guess considering that, I suppose I would have to watch on to have more questions. I don't know. Do you have much to add?
No, just Jacqueline Hill is in this story. She sure is channeling her inner Yataxa.
I can tell there's a massive difference in her voice from when she played Barbara. She definitely sounds much older.
Oh yeah, but she still owns it. Imagine like sitting on that for a whole week though.
Yeah. You'd hope you wouldn't have forgotten.
See, look at all those shapes. It's my themes.
That is a dodecahedron, isn't it? Yeah.
I love Lella Ward's, I don't know what emotion you call it, but like that scared acting she has. It's just Doctor!
Yeah.
We mustn't disappoint the Taigellas.
So you know that bit in The Big Bang where River Song just loops over and over again? This is more entertaining.
Well, I was thinking about the bit in the lodger, because they have a looping bit in there, and maybe it was
James
maybe
Corden
it was meant to be
keeps-
Meglos that did it to them.
Yeah, James Corden opening the same can over and over again while Matt Smith just...
So I'm just trying to figure out, has
Walks
Meglos copied the Doctor's DNA or something?
It's never explained. He just kind of has this form because, like, Meglos's biology, like, he needs a human as like a base, and then assumes a form on top of that. It's weird. I don't get it.
I wish William Russell had played this guy. It's Ian and Barbara wanting the Doctor to come back.
He'd grab her by the biceps and be like, Lexa, we will get back, you know. We made it.
Don't think too hard, you'll burst something. I like his coat.
God.
So we got ourselves a doppelganger scenario here.
We're expecting you.
Ah, I see. That's why he wanted to take that form.
Yeah. It's just not really explained how.
Doctor!
It's Doctor Whom.
See you again. Again? It's been a long time.
It'd be great if it was Ian. If it was William Russell, if he said it's been a long time. Imagine the meta of that. I actually really like this idea that we're taking the point of view of Meglos in this story. I like how Romana is like audience POV saying, "Oh blast, here we go again."
We can't get out of it. We've tried everything.
This is them talking about their marriage.
I just love Lala Ward's just desperate acting. It's like, oh no!
Oh, blast! Here we go again.
What's the matter?
Now his probe's so
They're like deliberately doing wooden acting to try and emulate them trying to recreate their own. So basically, in universe, these two are not good actors, but out of universe, they are.
We've tried everything else.
Somehow that works.
Confuse the system. Yeah, see, Meglos isn't that overpowered.
Well done. And for one awful moment, I thought you'd forgotten your lines.
That's a bit of like Douglas Adams wit there.
Yeah.
It's like a leftover Douglas Adams joke.
I think this story might be left over Douglas Adams, actually.
Thanks be to time.
I have the key to time. Is he trying to stop, like, the needles sticking out of his skin?
That's actually decent interpretation there.
To think that this is something the Doctor could do with the wrong intentions.
Yeah.
This, like, manipulative Doctor is working so much better than the Invasion of Time tried to do it when it was actually the Doctor.
I really don't like Romana's outfit here.
It's like it's see-through, but then it's also got something under it as well. It's weird.
It's really overly lacy floral thing. I'm here with the shape.
Ah, is this the dodecahedron?
Hell yeah.
It's three-dimensional, okay.
It raves.
Oh yeah, because the one on the wall is a dodecagon, this is a dodecahedron.
Partial incineration of vegetation evident.
Nonsense, K9. These leaves are burnt.
That was fucking hilarious. Not since K9 these leaves are burnt. You're right, this does feel like season 17 actually, but like a little bit more sort of a little bit more somber and, you know, sciencey.
Yeah, more straight-faced. Oh, these fucking plants.
Ooh! What is this?
Plants made out of felt.
Oh, okay.
Stay out of this area.
And so are you, Lexa.
Touche.
Gal's gotta stick together. Ooh. Damn, Peter. Damn, Peter Howell's score's great too. I mean, season 18 in general just has great music, I think.
I'm fucking useless. And didn't tell you when she ran off.
Look at that fluff. They look like boiled bed sheets. Or like boiled duvet insides or whatever they're called. So does that dodecahedron give them power?
Yeah.
Ah. Ooh. This could turn out very interesting because now the actual Doctor's coming in.
Hell yeah.
This is a control command. Arrest the Time Lord.
Oh no!
Stop him at all costs.
You know, if this was in season 17, there'd be a lot of prick jokes.
With us. But what about Romana?
Oh, never mind about them. Take him away.
Oh, this is really good, actually.
She's seen too much! Kill her!
That's lovely. Alrighty. We're getting somewhere now. I actually quite liked that. I like how it's one of those, because we get stories like this occasionally, especially in McCoy's era, but we do get throughout the show where it's like the Doctor's been here before. And I like how the real Doctor is confused because when they say about, oh, you're back or whatever, he thinks they're referring to back from when he came last time, but they're talking about because they saw Meglos. And there's all that confusion. I really like that. I thought that was really cool. But they also broke the time loop by recreating the events. There is a bit of hoop jumping going on, I think. They're sort of making up rules so we can comprehend what's going on, but nothing inherently wrong with that, as long as you can sort of fathom it, I guess. But there is also, I think, probably the aspect of this episode that's probably not as strong as the rest is the fact that they've basically gone, we don't know what to do with Romana, so we'll have her get trapped by a plant and then almost shot at. But no, I'm liking it. I'm liking Meglos so far. We're already halfway. It feels like it's... I mean, I know it's a short story, so it is flying by pretty rapidly. I think this has potential, especially building on the last one. You know, I think just that central thing of Meglos disguising himself as the Doctor, and then the actual Doctor turning up and getting arrested for what Meglos did, and the whole thing about the dodecahedron as well. I think that's the strength that I'm finding here.
It's very goofy, and I like that. Matt doesn't like this story, and I'm just like, come on, Matt, you're being too harsh.
Yeah, well, Matt doesn't like a lot of things, and yet somehow he likes night terrors.
We're calling you out, Matt. Watch this You're gonna watch this video, Matt, and then you're gonna get to this bit, and then you're gonna feel very mock offended that I called you out.
Well, he's gonna have to call you out on the next video, so yeah, watch your words.
Bring it on, Matt.
Really intrigued to see where this goes, honestly. Surprisingly, shaping up... Well, I shouldn't say surprisingly, because I like all the unpopular stories at this point. But no, this is shaping up well so far, I think. It's not like... I wouldn't say it's, one of my favourites or anything, but I am intrigued by this. I am liking it so far. It's a little bit... It's a little bit bullshit, but I can look past that.
She's seen too much! Kill her! Was that the accent he put on when he said that?
I actually do quite like Tom as the character so far. Like you say, he's got a bit more of a manicness to him. And like I said, it's kind of teeth gritting.
Yeah, in a weirdly more unhinged way compared to just usual Tom Baker just hamming it up.
Lala Ward has such sparkly eyes.
Yeah.
As does Mary Tam, actually. Both Romanas.
See, my thing with Lala Ward is that I think she's a bit hammy, but in a very endearing way. It's weird to describe.
I feel like I'm watching a stage play, actually.
It was gone! Thunderclap. Gasp.
It was gone! Don't no. Wow.
Incomprehensible. No way that I know.
The shape. It's gone. It's... incomprehensible.
I think the director just wanted it to be a melodrama. What we know versus what we think we know. And that's often sometimes when the religious side can assume an advantage over science because they think they know more. Belief versus fact. Also pirates for some reason.
Come back to the same point.
That is... There are a lot of, like, leftover Douglas Adams witticisms in there, I think.
I wonder if they record their security cameras. Isn't this like schizophrenia, but like really hardcore? Like physically speaking?
It's definitely drugs. Don't give it that.
I like how, despite what you said at the start of the review, Meglos isn't as unstoppable as you said. Like, they have the power to assume these sort of forms, but that it has side effects. And even the time loop, and even the time loop was breakable.
Well, I just don't do that sort of thing.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
Time to get prickled, darling.
So if prickly Tom Baker like menacingly pulled you down a dark alleyway, like, would you just let him?
She might be in shock.
I am Meglos!
Is it actually hard to navigate if it's anti-clockwise? Am I missing something?
I think she's trolling.
Oh, okay. I see. I couldn't tell. That's pretty funny.
Like, even Matt got confused to that when he was watching it. I was like, Matt, I think she's just like having them on.
Yeah. I do forget that Lala Wood's performance tends to be a bit like her sense of humor is quite dry, so sometimes you have to really be paying attention to know that she's joking. Barbara, this is utterly irresponsible. Believe me, I know.
Reminds me of Game of Thrones season 5 when Cersei has like the Church of the Seven invade all of King's Landing, except nowhere near as bloodsheddy. Oh, it's anti-Yataxa.
Maybe this is just Cactus Barbara.
This is Barbara in Pete's world.
Ah. Trick the pirates. This actually reminds me of like the door from the Seeds of Death, actually. It's a similar setup.
Except no foam.
Oh! No. Oh! Zoe! Let me in!
Now, we close them all down to preserve the heat.
He has a hostage and he just chases her up the stairs. Just a bit awkwardly. It's a bit awkwardly staged.
I think I forget it. Yeah, when he's unstable, the cactus comes through the skin. That's a very penis-y battering ram.
Oh my. Don't tempt me with a good time.
Oh dear. Oh, it's actually wood. Whoa. Oh no!
Oh, the sci-fi chop.
You fool! You didn't understand, Romana.
You're useless.
Dodecahedron.
I knew he could do that. How did you... This is only the beginning.
I'm loving Tom as Meglos in this. You're sacrificing the wrong man!
If Jacqueline Hill were a priest, though, like, damn, she would slay. Christ descended from the heavens. I can imagine like Meglos Tom Baker is like in a drug dealer ring, just like, oh, here's some drugs. Just part of a street gang.
Inside this dodecahedron is 100 grams of ketamine.
Aww.
Sorry, folks, but I'm actually enjoying this. Once again, I like a unpopular story, but we'll see how it ends.
Bags be too tight. I'm just getting snuggly.
That's a big duvet.
Crush me, mummy.
He's East Side down, isn't he? He's like, Anakin, help me!
The incidental music was saying die.
Hang on. I like how that character's called General Grogger. Yeah, so this is good. I'm liking this quite a bit.
It's very goofy.
It is very goofy, but I think it actually makes it more enjoyable. You know how in season 15, in a couple of stories, there's like a sort of weird transition between Hinchcliffe and Williams. It's kind of like, it feels like it's two showrunners doing the same thing at the same time. I feel like with this, it's like Williams and J&T.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah. However, that doesn't necessarily mean I don't like it, though. It's just, I think you could have done some combing, you could have done some fine-tuning to sort of polish it a bit. But I do think that this... the fact that it all revolves around the fact that the Doctor had been here before and is mistaken for Meglos is the biggest reason why I'm really liking it, and the fact that there's this massive like religious versus science cult thing, and then when it comes time, like when it crunches down, the scientists don't have enough evidence to support their own argument, and then of course, because they haven't presented anything convincing, the religious cult ends up overthrowing them, and that's why you got Jekyll and Hill saying we must sacrifice the Doctor and banish anyone who doesn't believe in our ways. And the centrist has been banished as well, which is a big thing. That guy who was wearing the towels around his head, whatever they're called. I don't know what the clothing is called. I don't know the specific term. And then of course you got like the pirate subplot as well, which is real fun. It's just really hammy. But I like how it's crossed over with Meglos now.
Oh yeah.
But once again, I think it's just the only real issue I'm having is that unfortunately Romana and K9 are a bit sidelined, that's all.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I don't have much to add. I'm just like, yeah, this is a funny story.
I like it. I like it so far.
Yeah. I like it too. I think it's always a fun laugh. Like, I've never got people who think it's like bad or boring. I'm just like, this is fun.
It's interesting because in 2014 this was considered like one of the, I think it's like bottom 11 Doctor Who stories.
I honestly prefer this to The Keeper of Charkan and Logopolis.
Well,
to be fair, I don't even really like either of those that much.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. I mean, Logopolis has Tegan in it. How can you say that?
Tegan is a goddess, but like this is fun.
Oh, Vanessa,
this is fun.
Trying to fix my wheel. Can't even get to the bloody airport though.
God.
And you just got Anthony Ailey going around and going. I feel like I'm enjoying this a lot more than you are.
Yes, because you looked like deep into the themes, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm just here to have a good time.
Funny cactus go brrr.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Because you're all about my themes, and I'm all about funny things happen on screen.
I mean, funny things do happen on screen as well, and that's also something I like.
Right. I'm ready. I stare at the screen solemnly. It's still weird seeing the neon logo with Tom Baker. Back in our drug den, nah.
Man, this script really ran short, didn't it? This is a 19-minute episode, and it's overrunning from previous scenes. Now, this conclusion is going to be very, very short. Is he like going to be like that dandelion and robot, where he's like not squashed, flattened,
pulverized?
No, if I was to measure this vegetable fiber, I would say it was weighing 1/4 of a ton.
Will they save Doctor Who?
You sounded like Philip when you said that. Oh, they saved Doctor Who.
with drugs and fine bitches. Meglos gets all the bitches. If he weren't the last of his kind, you just know that there would be, like, very thick cactus bitches.
You know what's weird? People said that Tom Baker phoned it in this story, but he really didn't. He's actually really good.
Yeah, maybe, like, as the Doctor, it's a bit like business as usual, but, like, as Meglos, he's very distinct.
No, I think he's alright as the Doctor.
Oh, this really messes with my OCD, this bit. Ah! You'll never find that again. Either Meglos has, like, perfect measurement prediction, or it doesn't need to be that precise. Because imagine if it was, like, slightly off from where it needed to be and he needed to, like, relocate. It's like, oh, fuck, I lost it.
Should be X marks the spot. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there it is, suddenly. And it's bigger. Wow, the sky's actually changed from when we saw it in part 1. Like, they've acknowledged that there's a day on this planet. It's so brutally unnecessary. It's like, aw.
The thing is, if it wasn't Jacqueline Hill, we wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they, like, improvised that scene just on the spot because it was underrunning so much.
I'd rather have the coat.
Oh, I like that. Ah. Anyway,
Getting my enemy of the world on.
yeah, I know.
Patience!
Ooh. It was very easy for me to channel that anger because I'm fucking pissed off right now. I'm waiting for the two Tom scene, surely. It's like when you both players select the same character, but they have to select a different attire or like a different color.
A few callers. I say, I like his coat.
Ah.
You served me so well, I thought you both deserved a little treat.
Oh, I love that. That's so funny. Two jackets. What a treat. Oh, here we go. Oh dear. I've been spotted.
Well.
Shouldn't you be doing something? Nasty. That could have been me.
They think they're playing us.
Well, it's just...
Oh my god, that is so funny.
Goodness sake.
You should have bloody touched wood, you fool. Cretins, morons, half-wits.
God, the story just flies by, doesn't it?
It's quite short. Oh. That helmet must have protected him from that shot.
Well, why a good-looking chap like you should want to control the universe? Why?
Oh, they don't know. They don't know it's gonna kill them. Oh dear.
Gallifrey, they want us back immediately.
Ah.
I told the wife I'd be in from work in 20 minutes. Well, don't worry about that. I can get you back before you leave. Oh, good.
Right. That's over.
The resolution was very just like...
Meglos got caught. Bye.
And they were...
I reversed your bomb so it kills yourself.
It's like, okay then.
But I guess they said the thing about Meglos is indestructible and that's why they can come back, right? I'm just wondering now, how the hell did they capture Meglos in Revolution?
Was that even actually Meglos?
I'm sure it was. It had to have been Meglos.
Or was it a crinoid? Who knows?
I don't think it was a crinoid. I think it was meant to be Meglos.
Who knows? But yeah, that was Meglos. It's a very just a kind of story, but in a very fun way.
I liked that. It was probably too short. Most definitely too short. This, even though it is technically, nearly an hour and a half long, it did have a sort of, it almost felt like New Who, actually, in a way, when you think about it, with a bit more to it. But certainly the resolution felt very New Who to me, at least in that regard.
I did something very clever, and then it just ends.
Yeah, I really liked like I said, like I've been saying throughout, I really liked the whole confusion behind the Doctor being there before, then being mistaken for Meglos. I like the concept behind Meglos, this cactus that can... It's wild, it's daft, but I like the idea that this just cactus can take the form of others by trapping them in a time loop. I think that's really cool. And then you've got obviously you got the religion and the science element of it. I just think maybe there was more to play with here than what they did.
Yeah, do you know what I mean when I said that commentary just kind of fizzles out? It's like, yeah, there is a science versus...
Literally, Jacqueline Hill's character just gets shot.
Like, there is a science versus religion debate, and it doesn't really go any... Like, the religion overthrows the science, like, for a bit. But then, like, they never really... It feels like there's never really a conclusion reached there. It just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah, it was kind of a standard conclusion to the thing of, like, all the problems got solved with either she got shot, Meglos's plan got reversed, and then they escaped. It was quite sort of a, bog standard ending. But I wouldn't say it was a bad ending. Like, it was, it was... For the most part, I really enjoyed the story, and I was interested in it. It's just, I think it could be more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it is among probably the most cartoony Doctor Who episodes. And by cartoony, I mean just in how fast and frantic and stupid it is.
Yeah. But I did like it. I thought Tom Baker was really strong, especially as Meglos, but I thought he did a pretty good job as the Doctor as well. I really liked the hammy side cast. Like, they were so melodramatic and stage acty, but it was so much fun. There were some really interesting ideas in this story that had some development, not to its full potential, but I thought it was good enough to suffice.
Oh, blast, here we go again.
And yeah, it is a weird one because I don't have much to say, but I did like it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, same. It's goofy. It has some themes in there, but the themes aren't really that well explored. But it is fun. It is, like, ridiculously fun. And people who, like, hate the story, because I have actually seen people out in the wild who were like, "Oh, this is one of the worst. This is my least favorite." It's like, really? This is so, like, inoffensively stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it, honestly. I thought it was fun.
I think the only people who would, like, really hate this story are the ones who want to see Doctor Who as this, like, prestige drama, like, with total sincerity. And,
or maybe people that, like, are Romana stans and they don't like how she's used in this.
Yeah.
Because Romana and K9 don't really get that much to do aside... Well, K9's basically out of the story for the most part. But Romana, apart from the time loop thing, I think the best thing K9 did in the story was being part of that element of it. But Romana, her subplot with the pirates was very additional. It was something that happened as a result of her having to be in the story, I feel. But I did really like the sort of her tricking the pirates into getting caught by the big flower thing. And then I also really liked the bit where she thought that the Doctor was being threatened by that woman, but actually it was Meglos threatening her, and so she chopped her. So I thought that was a really neat misunderstanding.
There probably could have been more done with the doppelganger plot, maybe. Maybe like a bit of a fugitive situation where, like, the Doctor gets, I don't know, chucked in a jail or something and then escapes and a chase happens, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
But that's me.
Yeah.
That's me just like spitballing. I'm not going to say there's no substance to it, but it is like there are ideas in there, but it is one of the least substantive classic Who stories, but that is not to its detriment necessarily. It's just entertainment. It's just goofy, ridiculous entertainment.
Yeah. I would say this, like I said earlier in the video, it's kind of a weird clash between Williams and J&T, is what it feels like.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, but I thought it was fine. I liked it. I had fun with it. The ideas are really interesting. It's a little bit rushed, and it could have been better, but it's not bad. Not bad in the slightest.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It is considered one of the worst Tom Baker stories, ranked 231 out of 241 in 2014. I think it's the only one below it, I believe, is Underworld, I think. I could be wrong on that.
Honestly, I don't even think Underworld deserves to be that low, honestly.
I definitely prefer Underworld over this one. But you'll have to wait and see the video to find out why.
Interesting.
I know why you like Underworld.
It's not just because of that. I just don't think Underworld is that bad.
This story is
Like,
ranked below The Doctor, the Winner, and The Wardrobe.
No.
And Warriors of the Deep.
No.
Damn.
Fucking no.
And honestly, it's ranked below Curse of the Black Spot as well, and I think as a pirate story, I definitely enjoy this one more.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Because it, rather than just being a bloody shit rip-off of Pirates of the Caribbean, it's actually something new. There's a black
And the pirates
spot
are
on your
hammier.
hand.
The pirates are hammier as well. There's the one who raises his eyebrow and the other one who wants a jacket and says a really weirdly shouty line.
He gets rewarded with 2 jackets and then gets blown up.
And then the Doctor just has a 3rd jacket somewhere.
Yeah.
Because the ending scene.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't praise the story to the heavens, but it's definitely underrated. If that's the standard we're going with. If bottom 11 of all time is what the fandom thinks of it, it's certainly underrated.
Yeah.
Like I would,
It doesn't deserve
you could
that.
almost say it's like the Rings of Akaten of Tom Baker's era, if that makes sense. Anyway, so this is written by the one-time appearance of John Flanagan and Andrew McCulloch, and I have very little to say about them because the only other work they've done is on other things. Like I think they also did something in Blake 7 together.
Are they Scottish? Because their surnames sound Scottish.
Andrew McCulloch is from Scotland, Glasgow.
Ah, okay.
There you go. So one of them is Scottish.
A Scot and an Englishman got together and they were like, "Oh, you know what we should do? We should write a story about a fucking cactus that shapeshifts." It's like, oh yes, that's quite a good idea. Quite spiffing.
What's your name, Flanagan? Yes, Flanagan, darling. This story is directed, interestingly, it's directed by Terence Dudley. Terence Dudley didn't direct any other stories, but he did write Fort of Doomsday, Black Orchid, and The King's Demons.
Yeah, he did.
2 of those stories are on the list.
Yeah.
I
don't really know. You've seen Black Orchid, haven't you?
I saw it twice. The first time I saw it was in 2008 because it was the only Classic Who DVD they had at my rental shop. And then I watched it a couple of years ago during the End Zone. Like the original End Zone.
Right. Because I think Black Orchid is like pretty alright. Like it's not mind blowing, but it's a decent breath of fresh air.
I'm looking forward
Tegan
to
does
rewatching
the
it.
Charleston.
I'm looking forward to rewatching. I know New Who fans love Black Orchid because it's a short Classic Who story, and by short I mean 2 parts rather than Meglos, which is 4 parts but too short for 4 parts. If that makes sense, it's hard to explain.
As for Fort of Doomsday and the King's Demons,
don't spoil it.
They're kind of. I won't. All I'll say is I think they're shit, but in a really campy way.
Okay.
So like you might enjoy it.
I'm looking forward to them regardless. I know that James Goss loves Fort of Doomsday, so there is hope.
And you're watching it with Matt, who also hasn't seen it. So
yes, and James Goss is an excellent writer. I love it, the big finish I've heard from him, like the Skyman and the War Master 2 and what's that one called? Bloody fucking Master of Callus.
Master of Callus?
The first half of Master of Callus is James Goss.
Not heard it. I've only heard the first War Master. But,
The second one is some of my. It's so good. I love the second War Master set. It's like one overall story.
Okay, I'll get into that someday.
And
I love how we just went on to like
the Ood are in it. They're really terrifying.
I just love how he went from like Meglos was directed by some guy who wrote Four to Doomsday, which James Goss likes, and James Goss also wrote the War Master.
Yes, I believe I have had my pill this morning, so it's obviously not working. But as always with season 18,
it's just beautiful.
As always with season 18, the music is great. Paddy Kingsland did episode 1, Peter Howell did the rest. I love season 18's music. It's just got this very unique flavour to it. It's such a breath of fresh air, and like the synth and the techie 80s sound, and it's just I love it. So,
I didn't notice that the composer switched out between parts.
Yeah, I think
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Paddy Kingsland's music is a lot more sprinkly. He's the one that did like Full Circle and Legopolis. But then Peter Howell's is a lot more I don't want to say disco, but it has elements that are used in disco, but it's much slower and more deliberate. Hard to say, really.
Why does he look so disco? Oi! For year 5000, this was cutting edge! There you go, there's your RTD simpage material.
There we go.
This stream.
Anyway, do you want to crack into some trivia?
Okay.
So the sound effect created for the approach of the Fendal is reused as background atmosphere in the jungle, as well as the effects used in Daleks' Master Plan and Planet of the Daleks. I noticed that.
I noticed that too. That sound effect is also in the Face of Evil as well, for the jungle there. So
yep.
It's always interesting when it's used past the 60s.
Mysteriously, Part 4's end titles theme music is played a whole step lower than normal. Curiously, this puts the tune back in its original key of E minor.
And I guess no one knows why.
Interesting.
They're just like, fuck it, let's do that.
Brotadak is an anagram of bad actor and an in-joke from the production team. Oh, it's the guy who gets 2 jackets.
Right.
That's really mean.
Seen too much! Kill her!
Oh, I love this. Bill Fraser agreed to play Grugger on the condition that his character would be allowed to kick K9 on screen.
Hell yeah.
Oh, this next bit of trivia is actually a lie. This says the last story into Four to Doomsday to not be part of a wider story arc. This is actually wrong, because at the very last scene they mention Gallifrey.
Yeah, I suppose.
So the actual...
It's very loose.
This is the last story of Season 18 to be released on both VHS and DVD. It was released individually, wasn't it? Yeah. Interesting. I'd be interested to see the sales on that, because usually they released a lot of the unpopular stories as like box sets. Like they did the Myths and Legends one with Time Monster, Underworld, and Haunts and Aimon, for example. In the original storyline, Lexa simply vanished from the action once she had served her purpose within the narrative. Chris Bidmead suggested her act of self-sacrifice as a more dramatic end for the character.
So I was kind of right when they said they just kind of did something to get her out of the way.
Well, Chris Bidmead made it like more on screen as opposed to she just disappears.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Ooh. Jacqueline Hill regretted appearing in the story, feeling that since she played Barbara, it was inappropriate to appear as a different character. She admitted that the show had changed considerably since her time and was now recognizable in name only.
Interesting perspective.
I mean, it is very different to when she was on the show. Like, compare this to The Chase, that's a big difference. I mean, they're both very silly, but the show as a whole is quite different. Interesting that she says that, though, because Bidmead in Season 18 was trying to bring back a lot of what the show's original concept was.
And then she's just like, ew. So that's funny.
This is the only story of the classic series where every credited cast member appears in every episode.
The only one of Classic Who?
Yep. Where every single credited cast member appears in every episode. Interesting. John Flanagan and Andrew McCulloch were struggling to think of the ultimate villain until they realised that it was sitting there the whole time, a gnarled cactus.
What would be good if we had a fucking cactus?
Keen to inject some more science into the scripts, Bettany suggested the chronic hysterius element, a terminology derived from a loop-like phenomenon which arises in fields such as electromagnetism. Very good.
My science.
The story features the only use in Doctor Who of a camera linking system known as a scene sync that allows the use of non-static shots of characters and superimposed onto a miniature set. As the cameras on the actors were moved, the cameras on the miniature set moved the equivalent scaled amount automatically. The exact scale motion was achieved by trial and error involving minute adjustments to the voltage delivered in the slave camera's motors. Interesting. Yeah, so this season as a whole has a lot of ambitious direction, and I really like it. I think this season looks great in terms of direction. Obviously, some of the chroma key in this story was a bit rough, but having said that, I imagine on the Blu-ray version they probably cleaned it up a bit.
Snazzy. I really don't have much to say.
During production of the story, Madame de Tussauds in London debuted the Doctor Who exhibition included were sculptures of both the Fourth Doctor and his Meglos doppelganger. As the result, Tom Baker is the only person to have appeared twice in the Wax Museum. Okay.
And that's where the 5 Doctors, like, Tom Baker waxwork comes from.
I see. Very interesting. I'm learning so much. Okay, give your conclusion and rating out of 10 for Meglos.
Meglos is pants, but in the best way possible. And I don't even know what to say about it. It's dumb. It's like it I think it's like trying to have a commentary, but then it just kind of fucking doesn't in the end. But that doesn't matter because it's still like thoroughly entertaining, and Tom Baker is like gives us a surprisingly good performance for this late in his tenure. And it's just fun. It's just fun. And I would... Is there like a... Do you do like point numbers?
Yeah,
like
sure.
Halfway, but
Sure.
Okay, because I'm struggling between like a 6 or a 7, and part of me just wants to go for like a 6.5. And that's not like a slight on the story at all. Like, it is fun, but it is like... It is objectively lacking, but it's still just stupidly fun. But I feel like if I rank it too high, that would be way too generous.
Well, I've already said pretty much that most of what needs to be said about Meglos for me. I thought it was very interesting and very fun, but a bit lacking and could have done it with a bit more. And the Romana and K9 bit was a bit undercooked, as was the story as a whole, really. And the ending was a little bit rushed, but on the whole, I had fun. I think there were interesting ideas in there. I thought there was a lot of potential in there. And it wasn't disappointing. It was just not great, but it was good. I thought it was a good story. And just like you, actually, I'm also going to give this a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay, interesting. I can't.
Like a
6 was.
I was thinking maybe a 7, but I can't, in good conscience, say this is as good as the Crotons because it's not.
Yeah, not quite. No, like 6 is sort of like the area where it's like decent-ish, like above average enough. Where I would stick this on for a laugh, but it's not like one I'd put on to be like really intellectually stimulated.
Yeah, I will say I was hoping I would like it more than this, but I didn't dislike it at all. I thought it was fine.
The most super-powered cactus in the whole of the universe.
Right, that means that what we have left is to defend an episode against Hellbent. And for the first time in the series, we are actually going to be tackling a 9th Doctor story, because we haven't done one of those yet. and we are going to be doing the long game.
Yes.
So,
and
you go first, I think.
Because for the longest time I just thought the long game was just okay, but on this recent marathon I've been doing, I've found like a newfound appreciation for the long game. Like, it's actually pretty good, and it's got like really great themes about like manipulation via news outlets and fake news, or not like fake news per se, but like, you know, how to instill like propaganda and public manipulation by just very subtle details in news reports and editing and all that stuff like that. And it's some good stuff, and it's got a pretty decent representation of like a companion who fucks up, like, because you know, series 1 of this brand new revival of the show, I guess it's a pretty decent idea to be like, hey, what if we have a companion who's not good companion material? It's a pretty inspired idea, and it plays out pretty well. Simon Pegg, he's great.
And then
like,
I'm gonna
it's
find
weird.
you.
It's weird because whenever I think of the story, I always think Simon Pegg's wasted. But then whenever I watch the story, I'm like, holy shit, he's actually really good in it.
Oh, he is.
It's weird.
He's really good in it.
And it's probably the story where Nine and Rose like are probably the least relevant in it, but they still like do good stuff, and I like Rose's.
I think
jacket.
Like they're really good at the start and the end. I think in the middle they get a little bit sidelined.
Yeah, and then the Mighty Jaguarfest is a giant nipple on the wall, and it's just it's a thing.
I call that a ceiling, actually, not a wall.
Yeah, I know. I caught that. I'm bad at words. I'm bloody speech and language difficulties. And, you know, my description, I feel like my description just kind of sounds half-assed, but it's not because I'm unenthusiastic, it's because I am literally just a bit tired right now. But yeah, I do genuinely enjoy the long game, while Hellbent I don't really enjoy at all.
Well,
that's all there is to say.
You nailed quite a few points, but I think the biggest difference for me, that I'm gonna, because when I do these defenses, I like to make big comparisons between them and things they do. One of the biggest differences is that the long game is a really good setup to the finale, whereas Hellbent is a finale that ruins the setup.
Yeah. I get that, actually. Yeah.
And the fact that the
the
long game is good, but it's even better in hindsight once you've seen Bad Wolf Parting of the Ways, because the entire of that story now has such a different context once you find out that the Doctor causing what happened in the long game to happen had a massive consequence on Satellite 5.
Yeah. That seems like, I made this world. It's like, ooh, juicy drama.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For
Hellbent, though, I just don't have much to say because I just don't care about it. I don't care. Because on this recent rewatch, I found that I don't actually hate Clara this time around, but I don't care about her at all. And Hellbent is just like, you let's explore the Doctor's grief for Clara, this character. Like I think my problem with just Series 9's the Doctor simping for Clara angle is like, we never really... I still don't really get what Clara means to the Doctor. Like, I get that I don't really have to like Clara. All I need to understand is what Clara means to him.
It's funny because a lot of the people that are fans of that say that that's one of the reasons why they like it. Like, I know Samuel Davis says he loves their dynamic because he doesn't know what Clara means to them. It's like a mystery.
But to me, that's just like, like, the closest we get is Series 7, she helps him out of a slump, I guess. But considering he, like, objectifies her that whole series, that's not really something to be admired. Series 8, she cares when he doesn't have to. Okay. And then in series 9, it's because I just rewatched The Woman Who Lived, and then like they apply that to his relationship with Clara. He's like, oh, but us immortals, we need the mayflies around us because they understand how important and fleeting life is. And then he has this big meaningful look towards Clara at the end of the episode. It's like, right, so you like Clara because she's a mortal who you can see the universe anew through, like every other companion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's fair enough, but does that really justify this big, spectacular, I need to get her back type thing that Hellbent goes for?
It's very strange.
Like, what makes Clara special?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what makes Clara specifically special?
And
I can't answer that
because
question.
the writer told us that she was special, that's why.
I guess she goes back and interferes in the Doctor's life a few times, but that feels very artificial and by chance, like in Listen.
Look, you're not going crazy. You're not going crazy. She's terrible. sorry, Clara fans, but she's not a good character, in my opinion.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our rant about Hellbent over. I have to rewatch it again soon.
Yeah, you will. Yeah.
I've got Face the Raven next as of this marathon. Though by the time this video comes out, I'll probably hopefully be done. But there we go.
Yeah.
Wish me luck.
The long game is miles better than Hellbent for me. It's not even close. And the funny thing is the long game is probably one of Russell's like weaker episodes, and yet it's still like really solid.
Also, Simon Pegg outacts Donald Sumter. Donald Sumter? However you say his name?
Donald Sumter, yeah.
Can you imagine Donald Sumter in the long game?
Oh.
Liar.
I call him Max.
That catheter is draining the energy. How is that possible? Oh, but then Simon Pegg as Rassilon. Now that would be a weird fucking image.
How many regenerations
We
did
know
we give
information about the
you,
hybrid.
Doctor? Triple check.
Fire! Instead of liar, it's fire! Fire the guns.
Yeah. See, the thing is that when companions need to leave, the Doctor gets rid of them, like in the long game. Whereas in Hellbent, he brings them back.
And simps for them. And also, the long game has a big nipple on the ceiling, while Hellbent just has Game of Thrones' Maisie Williams. And, like, honestly, I know which one I prefer.
Yeah, what does Maisie Williams say about bloody... Well, I should say Shilda, but what does she bloody say about... Because you miss her?
Oh, some bullshit. There's that fucking line where the Doctor's like, oh, there's an energy bubble at the end of time. How are you sustaining it, by the way? Brilliantly. It's like, oh, Stephen Moffat, you bloody smug bitch.
Yeah, and also it ends on Adam's mum clicking her fingers and seeing her son's head open.
Oh, yeah. Which is... beautiful, beautiful moment.
Yes, it's very satisfying to see Eccleston just barge in on Adam, and then he's just like, "It's not my fault, 'cause you were in charge." Get out. You're gonna have to live a life of mediocrity now. Be average. God, what a savage. I love also how he foreshadows Father's Day by saying, "I only picked the best," and then the next episode, Rose almost completely fucks up time.
Glorious.
Yeah.
I miss watching good Doctor Who. I mean, I just watched some much better Doctor Who than the Doctor Who I've just been watching, so...
Yes, Meglos is much better than the Moffat era. I'm sorry, folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
I was watching the Zygon inversion yesterday, and I was like, oh my god, this is just hell. And then watching Meglos is like,
It's funny, because Meglos is in one of your like least favourite Classic Who seasons as well. It's funny how that works.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
it just goes to show how...
I'm a big season 18 simp.
It just goes to show how even, like, my least favourites of Classic Who are, like, leagues ahead of, like, Moffat and Chibnall.
Honestly, I'm the same.
God, we're just paragons of good taste, you and I.
Of course.
Say season 18 is like a group project essay or whatever. Like Full Circle to Logopolis are like writing massive paragraphs about themes. Leisure Hive just didn't even bother turning up, while Meglos just kind of wrote like one word.
But it was a really like punctual word, and it was funny. It's like you know how like some people would tweet a massive paragraph about like this, and like this is why the plot works, blah blah blah, and they'll do like a big essay on TV shows and whatnot. And that's like the E-Space trilogy. But then the next tweet they'll say is like Booba, and that's Meglos. And
glorious.
And there's so much you can get just from that one word they said. And I think that sums it up pretty well. Anything else you want to say before we end the video?
It's Meglos. I mean, I have a cactus here, but it's just Meglos.
The next time you'll be on, I believe, will be the King's Demons, I think. Yeah.
The King's Demons and the Awakening.
Yes. King's Demons and the Awakening.
Isn't it?
And then after that, I think, is Time in the Rani.
Hell yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. And
I have such controversial thoughts on Time in the Run.
Yep. And then yeah. We'll get there when we get there. But yeah, thanks for coming on. I kind of like fittingly, this is a much shorter video than usual. Just like the episode. Well, the story, I should say. But yeah, that was good. Next time on this shenanigan thing that we're doing, I'll be doing 4 to Doomsday for the first time with Matt from Universals. So hopefully that.
I mean, as he said at the start, he's filming like Horns of Nymon next, but like from your point of view, he's going to be doing 4 to Doomsday.
I'll be releasing them in chronological order. But I finished season 18 now, so that's good. I've seen all of season 18. That's a satisfying feeling.
Yes, that lovely essay of a series that starts off with like one punctual word and then explodes into massive paragraphs about entropy, themes.
Well, I mean, the last 5 stories of season 18 are some of my favourite Doctor Who. So, what can I say? What can I say? All right. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Okay.
Have a good day. Bye bye.